So this is what your cooldowns are going to look like. Really straightforward. The first 3 you pop on cooldown, and this last one goes to wherever execute phase is. It comes off cooldown here at 4:30, but you just place it wherever execute phase is for your guild. And this is the main mechanic of the fight. You're probably going to use a similar weak aura to mine here. That assigns you a position. So right here I have the right one. I suggest saving your leap for this so you can get there quickly. Because if you get there quickly, you take some pressure off of the other 2 guys. Like all they have to do is adapt to your position. Just make sure you don't clip them, and most importantly make sure you hit the relic in the middle with your circle. Another thing to look out for is the sentry that travels through the room, shown right here. Don't walk into it when you're charge weaving. It also targets random players and does damage to them from time to time. This can get nasty if you have this circle mechanic at the same time. If you get the overlap, then you need to distance and maybe even health potion. Purging Protocol deals massive damage to the whole raid every time the boss finishes his cast. So right before he finishes his cast, you pop D-stance, and you will sit in D-stance till you go into the circle. Because of the D-stance cooldown, you don't have time to go back to battle stance and then go back to D-stance in between casts. You just have to sit in D-stance for the full duration of the ability. You will also cast Die by the Sword right before he finishes the cast, because that way your parry will cover the next cast as well. And then you still have your Spell Reflect for 20% damage reduction for whichever cast you need it the most on. Another mechanic is the frontal. It always goes on a melee, so always expect it to go on you. Right before the boss casts the frontal, make sure you're not standing on the range group, because if it goes on the whole range group, half the raid has to move, and that's a huge DPS loss, and this boss is still kind of a DPS check, so that's not a small issue. And here I'm at the 3rd relic, and you get the overlap with the beam and the circles, so obviously bait it away from the circles, or those 3 people are going to die. And that should be all you need to know for this fight.